Super excited today. Gonna try a new place. Haven't been there before, so you never know. We'll see, right? Yeah, anyways. We're going live one more day. Another day. What's today? Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. And this is Motivation on Demand. I don't have a kid with me today. Today's, it's like weird. I had one 2 days ago. I had one yesterday, and now it's just me and you. If you're new here, let me explain to you kind of what happens. You give me a word, right? So if you're watching right now, all you got to do is just in the comments, anything. It can be any word. Just put it in the comments right now, and then I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to turn it into a talk. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, motivational talk on demand, no prep. I'm not going to, I'm going to do it here in a couple minutes. So just get in those comments, throw me a word, and I'll put it down here. Yeah, that's it. Kind of like the freestylers do, They say, give me a couple words, and they do. But it could be a word, it could be a situation, it could be anything. It could be real, something you're dealing with, a challenge, a struggle, frustration, something you're excited about, a question that you have. That's fine too. We can work with questions. Yesterday was crazy. Had my firstborn here, and the list, I still have it here. It's like S&P Trolls, Christmas, talk about wrestling, books, ramen, ground beef, Mr. Miyagi, liver, skydiving, nail polish, white teeth, and boogers. It was a lot. Impetus. Hopefully I even know what that is, what that word means. I think I do. If I don't, it'll be a really fun talk. Impetus. Got it. Okay, great. I'm with it. I am with it. I like that. Okay, so far we've got impetus, and that is that's what we're going to work off of. If we got something else, we'll work it in. Now, if you get it in now, the benefit of getting it in now is I kind of structure the talk off of that first word and second word. If you throw a word in later, I'm still going to work it in, but I guess it's kind of two different styles. One style is like, now impetus. Now I'm going to think of the whole theme of impetus. I'm just going to think about that now. Impetus. Yeah, you got to, All right, it's go time. You may or may not know this, but I played football all throughout my youth. I played Pop Warner ever since I was 7 years old. Shout out to Yorba Linda Pop Warner. I played middle school all through high school, and then I went to junior college first. I was a second team All-American, and then I was lucky enough to play at the University of Colorado to play football. And when you're there, when you're playing at Division I level and you're playing, and Colorado always had one of the most difficult schedules. So if you break down schedule strength, Colorado's always in the top 5, top 10 of schedules, right? Very few gimme games, a game where it's like, oh, you're playing, number 2 Pencil State, that type of thing. It doesn't happen. No offense to number 2 Pencil State. You guys are probably good, but so we play pretty good teams, the likes of Texas, Oklahoma, those types of folks, USC, UCLA. And we played against Vince Young. That was really good. He was like a man amongst boys, man. He was just on it, doing his thing. But I want to talk about one particular player, and we played against Oklahoma every year, and we played against them in the Big 12 championship as well. And one of the players by the name of Adrian Peterson. Now, he didn't live too far from here, actually. He's a Houston native. For those of you who don't know who Adrian Peterson is he is probably one of the greatest running backs in history, period. I don't think anybody would argue that. Playing against him was an experience. I actually spent years. There's a picture of me and another guy hanging on Adrian Peterson, and he's taking us for about 6 yards after the point of contact. Physics says that it shouldn't be able to happen. This is a guy who would hand out headaches and and concussions with his thigh, the way he ran, as hard as he ran. It was second level. It was there was this level, and then there was this other level that you kind of go, not everybody's there. That was him. And I was just interested in kind of knowing why, right? Like why are some folks average and some folks good and some folks phenomenal? And I don't think that just your physical ability makes you phenomenal. There's something else, because everybody can have moments of greatness, but some people do it consistently throughout time. I mean, this is after a point where he injures his knee, has to have surgery during an NFL season, okay? And then comes back and almost breaks the NFL rushing record on a partial season. That's unheard of. So this is a guy I played against in college. And so I was looking at something, and they were talking about his life. And I wanted to figure out, when you do something on an everyday basis, you don't get the motivation to do it every single day. So what's the impetus to make that happen? Like what's the impetus for your discipline? What's the impetus for the discipline? Another way to say it is, what is your why? What's the impetus for your discipline? And I thought about it, and when I looked at his story, it became clear to me. His why was much stronger than most everyone else that he played against. There are people that want to be great. There are people that want to be a champion. There's people that want to win and do all these amazing things. But what's the impetus for your discipline? Because in order for you to be a champion in anything, you've got to consistently do the work. And it's not glamorous. It's not fun. It's not exciting, and you don't have a cheering section cheering you on when you're doing the work. You only have a cheering section cheering you on when you're under the lights, winning. That's when you have a cheering section. But it's the discipline to do the daily things that's going on. And so, I mean, I loved the sport. I played. I worked hard. I had a great support network. Shout out to the Holmeses. I had a great support network. I had lots of good folks around me. I had a good deal. But what was different about Adrian Peterson? What was different about his situation? Well, when he was a kid, he would go to youth sports just like I did. And one day, one of his brother was murdered in cold blood. And they're kids. You know what he said? He said, whenever I go to practice, I imagine my brother there talking mess in my ear saying, you better not let up. Not one day, not even one play, not even one step. And I can attest to you that this dude goes hard every single step. His brother was with him, right? The impetus for his discipline was something bigger than just him wanting to be great at the sport of football. Then you fast forward, his dad was a really big factor in his life. It was a mentor, and his dad ended up going to prison. And he was not in his life for a few years, several years. Fast forward to college, his senior year of college, and his dad shows up at the game. He's back, he's out, he's there, and he breaks his collarbone. Another setback. He rehabs that, he gets that back. Fast forward to the NFL draft. Now he's got an opportunity to do his thing. He still goes out there the night before the draft. The night before the draft. The night before the draft, the combine. If you don't know what a combine is where you got to show your stuff. You got to run, you got to jump, you got to lift. The night before the combine, his mom calls and says his other brother had been murdered. He still goes out the next day and runs one of the fastest 40-yard dashes we've ever seen. The man is built different. He's built different. So what's the impetus for his discipline? He understands that there are people that don't have the opportunity to even try to do the things he does, to work as hard as he does. So he works so hard because he knows that there are people in his life that'll never have the opportunity to even work that hard. So think about your own situation when you're saying, you know what, this is really rough, this is really tough. A lot of you have champagne problems. You got champagne problems. You don't have real problems. You got champagne problems. Now, they're real because they feel real to you. But when you put them in perspective, you got to tell yourself, you know what? At least I have the opportunity to do this. What's the impetus for the thing that you want to do? What is the reason that you're going to stay disciplined when there's nobody cheering you on? What's the reason that you're going to take with you when you don't feel like doing the work, when you don't feel like putting the work in? You see, people cheer you on when everything's good, but when you get an injury, like when Adrian Peterson got injured and he injured his knee in the NFL, there's nobody there cheering him on. There's nobody talking about him in the news. Doesn't matter to him because his impetus, his why, is way stronger than any of us cheering him on. Any news pundit talking about him, it's in here. And so he came back and did what he did because it has nothing to do with us. So hopefully the goals that you have set for your life have nothing to do with me, nothing to do with others. No one can change that, but the impetus, ask yourself why. Why do you want to do the things that you want to do? I want to be able to tell whatever story I want to tell, however I want to tell it without asking anybody for permission or money. That's what I want. Why? There was a time in my life I didn't have the opportunity to speak. I stuttered severely. I couldn't do what I'm doing now. I couldn't let my message be heard by the masses. I couldn't literally just open my mouth and communicate. So why in the world would I let anything stop me from doing that? My impetus is stronger than maybe feelings of embarrassment. My impetus is stronger than the uncertainty of whether you're going to like my message or not. I, at one point in my life, couldn't give you a message if I wanted to. And so I'm going to take advantage of the privilege that I have to speak, and I'm going to speak to you because the impetus is there. What's yours? What's yours? Find out your why. Find out the reason that is so strong, it's going to keep you disciplined when you need it, when your willpower is low, when the days you don't feel like doing what you know you need to do. What is the thing that's going to let you do it anyway? And then just get to work. Yeah, that was fun. That was good. That was good. That was a lot of fun. So if you came in late or during the middle, you're probably like, what did I just watch? What did I just listen to? What you just listened to is what we call motivation on demand. I wait for one of you or several of you to give me words or phrases or questions or comments or whatever, and I turn those into a motivational talk. I just did that. I hope you got value from it. I know it was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. My name is John Guyton. This is John Guyton Studios, and you just watched another episode of Motivation on Demand. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. Question is, will you be here tomorrow? I'm not sure. I can't tell. I can't tell you what to do, but I hope you are. I'd like to see you here. Anyway, I'll let you guys later. I'm going to do my little doodle thing to make myself seem important while the music increases, and we're going to end it at some point. So we'll see you. Can't remember anything, but I know we got